It's time to look at the top 10 Japanese toys of all of 2025 in all categories. If you're a millennial like me, you'll want to stick around to see what's on top. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Ayumi. I love talking about girls' media, especially magical girls, but part of that is my interest in the usually monthly, but also in this case annual, toy rankings. And while I particularly like to focus on girls' toys, it's become very clear that all the toys are very interesting to everyone, which is why I've continued to make these videos. And so we are finally at the point where I can actually get into the top 10 overall toys for 2025. And also the January 2026 numbers haven't even come out yet, so I'm still waiting on that. But of course, when that does come out, then I will be making videos accordingly for the monthlies, at least for girls and boys toys. Let's get into it, shall we? As a reminder before we jump into this list, Japanese toys are categorized data-wise in a few different categories. So we have the hobby toys. This year was all Gundam, like literally all Gundam stuff. But other collectibles, stuff like that. And then we have the boy toy section. And this is stuff for series targeted to boys. It doesn't mean that only boys buy them. And likewise, there is the girls section, so things that are targeted towards girls. Then we have the games and puzzles section. There's the infancy and educational games. And then finally, what we're doing today, which is the overall ranking. So this combines all of those together so you can actually see how they rank against each other. For my visuals here, I've actually went ahead and done some highlighting. So anything that was highlighted in this lighter red here is from the girls section. The lighter blue is from the boys section. I don't necessarily adhere to these gender stereotypes. It just makes things a little bit easier. But let's look at from 10 to 6. So number 10, we have the Tomika course. This is the two-way highway. Number 9, this is one that is not in any of the other lists. This is the Tamagotchi Paradise, particularly the Jade Forest edition. If you, I guess, live elsewhere outside of Japan, you might not know this, but Tamagotchi literally never stopped making toys. They have continued to thrive, etc., and have actually also produced English versions for, I think, this whole time. I know that in the 90s, the pronunciation was Tamagotchi. That was the common thing to say, because it does look like gotcha, I get it. But in more recent years, they have switched over to trying to make it closer to the Japanese, which is Tamagotchi, because it's a play on the word tamago, which means egg. Anyway, we don't have to keep going. So number 8, this is the UN Idol PreCure transformation device, the Idol Heart Brooch special set. So this was high up on the list in the girls section, of course. And yes, makes a lot of sense this would be here. Number 7, we have the Beyblade. If you watch the boys list video, you already know this. I cannot say the word Beyblade. Beyblade X BX46. This is the battle entry set, Infinity. Pretty sure you're supposed to pronounce the infinity there. This is from the boys list as well. So I guess congrats to them. They are number 7. And then at number 6, this is the Kuromi Smartphone Wide. I do remember that number 8, this was number 2 on the girls list, and number 6, this was number 1 on the girls list. Sanrio characters, very popular, but Kuromi is definitely a dominating force when it comes to girls' toys. Okay, getting into the top 5. So number 5, this is number 1 on the boys list. This is the number 1 Sentai Kojuger, a deluxe Tega sword. Congratulations to them. Awesome stuff. But yes, number 4, we have, this is the only one in the infancy section. This was number 1 on that list. And it was also, a version of this was number 1 last year as well, or 2024, I should say. How do I describe it? It's a part mobile, it's also part like educational. It's one of those things that has 6 different stages, so it's meant to kind of grow with your child and be usable from infancy. It's supposed to last a long time, so understandably it's a very big seller for baby toys. And this one is the plus version. I still don't actually know the difference between the original version of this and the plus. I don't know what they added, but whatever. Let's get into the top 3. So as you can see, they are all the same, and you don't need me to explain how to read it because it's in English. So number 3, we have the Tamagotchi Paradise Purple Sky Edition. Number 2 is the Pink Land edition, and number 1 is Blue Water. What is the difference between these? I don't know because I haven't played Tamagotchi since I was a kid, but congratulations to Tamagotchi. This is very interesting indeed. One thing that I find very interesting is that Tamagotchi is not considered part of the girls' toy section, but a very obvious counterpart item, Puni Runes, is in the girls' toy section. So I genuinely don't know where that divide is and like how they determine these things exactly. But it is interesting. It's really interesting. Tamagotchi is the big winner this year for 2025. Congratulations to them, and I guess to Bandai Namco. What are your thoughts on this top 10? Does this make sense to you? I do not own any of these items. I had considered getting the Idle Heart brooch, but to be honest, I did not like the feel, uh, the tactileness of the toys last season for PreCure. But whatever, it's fine. Because I'm not the target audience. It's whatever. I'm definitely really curious for those who have actually gotten these items. Do you think this makes sense? What do you think this means, other than Tamagotchi supremacy, obviously? I will be continuing to make these videos, at the very least for girls and boys' toys, throughout the year as we get the monthly numbers again. Again, January's numbers are not in yet. I am waiting. And you can look at any of the previous numbers at the same website I use, which is toyness.jp. But yeah, I guess that is all for this time. If you want to stick around to hear me talk about girls' media generally, especially magical girls, be sure to like, follow, share, all that good stuff. And I will see you for the next video. Magical Girl news coming tomorrow. We got a lot this week, so I'm definitely looking forward to sharing all that with you. I guess have a good one. And if you have any predictions for what's going to be popular for 2026, definitely let me know. Alrighty, peace.